Let's give a warm welcome to Huan Li, the Chatbot Architect at Chatie. Huan will be shedding light on the intersection of two powerful technologies in his talk, TensorFlow.js, machine learning in JavaScript.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So my name is Huan. Today, I will bring the TensorFlow.js because I'm a JavaScript lover. And I am a Google developer expert in machine learning. So before my presentation, I'd love to do a very quick quiz for everyone. So there's what's the world's best programming language? JavaScript? If you search the internet, there will be another answer, I believe. Python? Rust? Python? Basically, the most famous joke on the internet is PHP. If anyone remember, for a very long time, the best programming language is PHP. But if we ask what's the most popular programming language, do you know? Python, JavaScript. But if we look at the code number, like the growth and the repos, the code lines on the GitHub, definitely it's JavaScript because many years ago, the JavaScript is the most quick growth language, and it's almost all the GitHub code is almost all is the JavaScript a lot. So JavaScript is awesome because it's more popular. I love JavaScript. So I think anyone who is like the JavaScript fan, I encourage you to join this WhatsApp group because later I will have a workshop this afternoon to play JavaScript with TensorFlow in browser. So we will talk in that WhatsApp group. So for me, a brief introduction. I'm a book author. I have written 5 books before, like Chatbot and TensorFlow, and I also the open source software author of Chatie, which is 20,000 GitHub stars open source project. And I love conversational AI a lot. I built a lot of chatbot, and also my daily job is an investor, so I just do angel investor, and I have invested more than 100 startups before. So at last, I'm an alumni from Tsinghua University, which means I'm from China. I originally live in Beijing for more than 25 years. So let's back to the machine learning. So today's machine learning is like a black box, right? Because everyone knows it's very hard to explain how the machine learning model works inside. But we always want to know what's happened, right? We always want to know what's happened for the black box. So here I will show you my favorite video. It's my favorite video. You can see how amazing if we can visualize something. Yeah, so if you're familiar with the neural network, you can see this is a minist recognition. We have 3 layers, and finally, we just turn the pixel matrix to the recognition result. And if you use a convolutional neural network, you will see we will have lots of layers like this. So basically, this is super sexy. It's the most beautiful visualization I have seen on the internet. And for TensorFlow, we also have lots of visualization, like we can see the distribution visualization, we can see the data set in the matrix location, and we can also see the model layers. This is a very good, very cool open source project. It can just visualize any machine learning module with the layers, and they can use a VR glass to just help you to just control, navigate inside this 3D, and it can also do the inference in the browser. So it's very cool. everyone, I think, should check it out. So for the MLP training, if you use this before, you can see you can just dynamic adjust the MLP settings, and you can get the result. And also, there has another very sexy GAN training visualization like this. Just shows the data tuning. Like we can see the red, we can see the training data, the training result versus the data set. So it's very cool. So it's like this. This is all a visualization, but the visualization in the browser with JavaScript will be very easy because we know there's the best interaction interface using the web interface. But next, let's talk. So, what's the other benefit? Like we use machine learning in the browser, right? Because before we see the visualization is very useful, but if we use in browser machine learning, we can first we just run TensorFlow in the browser. There's no driver, no installation. Like if you use Python in Linux, it's very hard to do. And it's very interactive because all the data will just proceed in the user browser, which means very low latency. And also, the best part, you can use all the sensors on the user's phone, like you can use the GPS, you can use all the sensors. It's very usable microphone. And at last, the privacy. All the data will keep at the client's computer, like in the user's phone. There's nothing will send to outside the user control, like to the server. Everything is in user's mobile phone or computer. So next, let's see some JavaScript examples. So this is the very classic, the post estimation. This example is running right in your phone. You can just use your phone browser to open it, and after loading the TensorFlow.js, you just use your camera phone to do this estimation. There's totally locally no internet connection required. This example, you can use camera to train your face, which means use your face to control the game. If you turn your face to left, the game will go. The Pac-Man will go left, and if your face turn right, the Pac-Man will go right. So all this training data and all this module is right in the browser, and the data is captured from the camera, which is super convenient. And also this teachable machine is similar. You can just teach your model in the browser with different different picture. You can just use your camera to do whatever you want to do the 3 classification. And this is the reinforcement learning example. This red car just it uses the reinforcement learning to learn how to driving, follow the road. And this is another example. You can see just this agent to protect itself from the boss. And there's more and more a lot useful example, like this is the face recognition. You can just run the face recognition in your browser without any server and internet connection, and like this emotion extractor. And also this handfree.js is a module run in your browser and can just track all the points from your face, which means it can rebuild a 3D from your face moving. Like this demo shows if you just move your face left, right, front, and back, you can just move your camera in this virtual 3D space. And there's also some, this example is actually, I believe it's 5 years ago. It's just like GPT, but it's running in your browser, and everything is locally in your browser. The module is in your browser. So after seeing lots of examples, I believe everyone is very curious about how this code looks like. But because we are talking about JavaScript, right? So if we talking JavaScript, what do you expect to learn, right? I believe this is a challenge. So a quick question, how many people here using JavaScript? Awesome, awesome. So challenge 1, addition. So given A equals 0.1, given B equals A plus A plus A. So question is B equals 0.3 true or false? False? True? False? False? Awesome, it's false. You can just check it out in the browser console. And the second challenge is in equality. Like we know now bigger than 0 is false, now equals 0 is false. So what's the result of now bigger and equals 0? False? True. The challenge 3 map is like given this function pass int 10, right? 10 is string, so we get an int number 10. It's very simple and easy and straightforward. So what's this? We given an array of 310 and we call map, call this pass int. What's the result? Yeah, so it's like 10, 10, 10. How many people think it's 10, 10, 10? But the result is 10, not number 2. You can just trace in your browser. It's still, today is true. So the latest one is addition. It's like 2 empty array plus is like the result is an empty string. And if you add an empty array with an empty object, the result is also a string, but it's object. So the question is, what's the result of this empty object plus the empty array? It's hard, right? But you can see the result is 0. Yeah, so if you know the JavaScript is built in 10 days. In 1995, May, there's a hero named Brandon E. He just built this in 10 days. You can just check it out. It's a history. And it turns out this JavaScript is awesome. So I believe everyone loves JavaScript. After seeing this, believe it's more awesome. So this is also the WhatsApp group. Welcome to join. And we make the JavaScript awesome, more awesome. So it's like, but today there's already 28 years later. The good news is today we are using ECMAScript. It's a lot of times passed and we have improved a lot. So also in 2005, if you know YC, right, the best incubator in Bay Area, Paul Graham is the founder. He said, oh, JavaScript now works. Good news, right? So let's introduce TensorFlow.js. So TensorFlow.js is just, you can think it about, it's exactly the Python translation to the JavaScript, and you can run it both in the browser and in Node.js, which means the front end and back end, and almost with the same API. When you use Python, you use some API, and in the TensorFlow.js, it's exactly the same API. It's super convenient. So with the TensorFlow.js, you can just build modules in browser as you use Python, and you can import almost any pre-trained module for inference, and you can also retrain, fine-tuning the loaded module in browser. So it's super powerful. Let's see a very easy, simple example like this easy function. If you're familiar with the Python version of the TensorFlow, you can see almost the same, except a few different syntax between Python and JavaScript. So first we import TensorFlow, and second we just define 3 variables, TF, sensor, and then we define a function, like we can use the functional, or we can use some object method. It's the same. And after that, we just define our loss function and use this loss function. Finally, we will have this optimizer, and we do some epochs and running this optimizer to training this module. So if you, how many people here write TensorFlow in Python? A few? Yeah, if you use Python, you can feel it's exactly the same, right? Just proof I'm not lying. Almost the same. So it's super convenient if you just want to do something with TensorFlow in browser or in backend use Node.js. It's awesome. So let's see another little complicated example is RNN. We can see we have let's say we have a LSM. We want to calculate this this thing, and we use this LSM, get some hidden layer and add a decoder, and finally we get the result. So which means this module does just get a string input. Like a natural language described a mass, right? And finally, it will give you the result. So if we want to build this module, using TensorFlow.js is also almost exactly the same with Python. So we first import the TensorFlow from TensorFlow.js, and we create a sequential module. And we add the encoder layers, we add the decoder layers. This API is almost the same with Python. So if you use Python, you do not need to learn second time. You just reuse all of your knowledge and use this compile, define the loss, optimizer, metric something, and you just call the module fit. And after and this await, if you use Python, the latest Python version is also use async await. It's just a latest JavaScript feature. So like exactly the same with Python. So it's amazing, super easy to use. And this example I will go through very quickly because this will let you know how to use more data in browser, because this will help you to in your browser to just get the audio and convert your audio to the data, and later we can train module to recognize your voice, to convert the module to the text, or to say we have a classification module to classify a few categories. So it's like it's just a very basic sequential module. We just I think everyone can just see the right part of. We just build add a layer, add a layer, add a layer. We have some conversational layer, a convolution layer, and some pooling. But basically, just add more and more layer and flatten, drop out, get some dense activation, something like that. So just this is also the same with the Python version of the TensorFlow. So finally, we train the module, and we can just get the ready-to-use parameters, a ready-to-use module. So this example is from officially Google TensorFlow team. So this video have goes through to how to build this module and how to use this module. So if anyone interested to play with this code, please feel free to just send a LinkedIn message to me later. I can send this slide to you, and you can get all the links to you. Because it's super, this video is super good, but it's a little bit long. I will just skip this video here. The most useful part for TensorFlow.js is to just reuse the Python version of the module because it's already ready to use. You can just import it. So TensorFlow.js is really convenient to help you to import almost any existing modules. There's a game is called Emoji Scavenger Hunt. You can play with it. Just it's on the. You can just search Google it. It's also from Google team. You can just open it on your iPhone, and it will show you an emoji. After that, you have to use your camera to find the similar stuff as like the emoji. So if you can successfully find, you can get 1 point success. If you failed, you just fail the game. So it's very convenient. It's like this. It's an emoji with the real stuff. It's like you have to find the similar thing. Okay, so it's a very interesting game. You can play with it, and I will just skip it. Anyone interested, you can play with it. It's very convenient on your phone. It's very funny. But under the hood, the technology it uses just use MobileNet, right? I think everyone know MobileNet. So it's just use Python to have this MobileNet and use TensorFlow.js to load this module in your browser, which means you use Python to save this module and convert to a JSON file format that the TensorFlow.js can load it. Basically, it's just like that. It's very easy. So after you have the TensorFlow.js can load your MobileNet module, you can just run it inside your browser. So the TensorFlow.js will do lots of stuff, like it will do the graph optimization and for browser caching because it's run inside the browser, and basically almost all the TensorFlow ops it will the TensorFlow.js is support almost all of them, and you can use both the Keras or TensorFlow module format, very convenient, and I believe lots of people will care about the performance, right? So here's the performance compared a few years ago. For Python, if you use Python with the GPU and the CPU, you get this performance. So what if we run it with TensorFlow.js, right? So if we use HTML5, which means you run TensorFlow.js in browser, and if with the GPU, TensorFlow.js will use the WebGL to run inside the browser with GPU, and also it can only use CPU. So this we can see is only a few times slower. Like in the GPU on GPU we have 5 times slower, and with CPU maybe it's twice slower. This is inside the browser. Okay, inside the browser, you can just let your user download your web page. But what if we use this in Node.js, which means we just run like a backend, not in the front end. So the backend, this is the result. It's like it's very similar, almost the same. The reason is because for TensorFlow, the Python is just use the TensorFlow's C library to call something, and the Node version of the TensorFlow.js is they also has the binding to just call the binding. So so finally, let's see the APIs. So the TensorFlow.js, we have the same layers API, the same ops API, and under the hood, it uses the browser with WebGL for GPU, and it will also have the Node.js with the CPU binding. So basically, we can see this is the HTML file example. You can run the TensorFlow.js inside HTML file. The code is very similar. We can see it's very easy to understand. And we just need to load the TensorFlow.js from the web. And we run this code. And if we use Node.js, the same code, just the same code, you copy paste from your web page to a Node.js file, and you can use Node to just run it. Okay, basically that's all of my sharing today. So machine learning in JavaScript is really amazing, and another good news is that the W3C has a workshop to make this machine learning as a first-class web citizen, and I'm here. I love web. And today we can see today's participants is already more than 100 versus this screenshot is take, I think it's 5 years ago. It's only 30 people. So it's very good. So, and last, I will have another workshop at 4 p.m. On the second floor. So if you want to play with the TensorFlow.js, don't miss my workshop. And I also prepare a prize, a gift for our developers. So basically, we will have a 1 hour workshop. We will do a mini hackathon. This is my plan. A mini hackathon, about 20 minutes to see if we can build something. And this is the prize. Something I steal from the GitHub universe last week. Okay. Okay. That's all. At the latest, this is my favorite quote. The founder of the Stack Overflow, he has a Atwood law. He said, any application that can be written in JavaScript will eventually be written in JavaScript. So let's write JavaScript from today. Thank you.